All right. So 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies. Hello, Briana, Andreena, and Janelle. I'm so excited to have the three of you here. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting us. We're very excited ourselves.
You are welcome. I would like for our listeners to get to know each of you first. So I'm going to start with Briana at the top. Briana, where do you come from?
So I was born and raised in Arcadia, and I went to La Sierra University to complete my undergrad for 2 years, and then transferred to Loma Linda University to complete my bachelor's program and master's program.
Ah, okay. Wonderful. What sparked your love for nutrition?
So personally, when I grew up, I saw how the impact of nutrition affected my family's lives personally. So I was inspired to do the same so that I can help others and use it as more of a preventative measure to potential health conditions.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Andreena, where do you come from?
So obviously I'm born and raised in Southern California. I've kind of been through every city. So currently I live in Riverside, California. I actually completed my undergrad in community college. And then of course I'm now in my 3rd year at Loma Linda University, completing my master's program.
Ah, excellent. So tell me about you didn't you tell me like you're the first one in your family to continue to get higher education?
Yes, actually, as of this past June, I was the very first to receive a college degree in my Bachelor's of Science. So my family and I were very proud of all the hard work that I want to say that we all kind of put into
Yes, that's
to make it to this point.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, it does take a village for one person to be successful and to finish a degree.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so your family is very valuable and precious. So you're blessed to have a family who has supported you. Mhm. Thank you. And Miss Janelle, where do you come from?
I'm also from Arcadia, and I actually went to the same high school as Briana. Didn't know each other until we came here.
No way, you didn't know each other until you came? No way.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I went to APU, Azusa Pacific University for my undergrad, and then transferred here.
Okay, fantastic. So when all is said and done and you have RDN by your name, what are your hopes for maybe like your first job?
I'm hoping to go straight into like food service in some hospital. So yeah.
Wonderful. You know what? I was listening to your group's Instagram yesterday, and I know that you and Briana mentioned that you both are interested in food service. And so this morning, when Chef Corey walked by, I said, Chef, you got to come in here. And I told him, guess what? I said, Janelle and Briana are interested in food service. And I cannot tell you how happy that really made him this morning. So he was beaming, like walked away with a pep in his step. Great. All right, ladies. I'm so excited about your topic of discussion, which is called the 3 wise meals. Oh, okay, this is fantastic. I'm so excited, so clever. And so, ladies, I know that Christmas is around the corner. And well, yes, you know, dishes that people make are really heavy in all aspects, you know, saturated fat, like that, things like that, what have you. But, you know, are there any tips that you can give as currently dietetics students to our audience?
So that's a great question. And yes, Christmas is another holiday for family gatherings and feasts. But this Christmas, we want to deliver the gifts of recipes, benefits, as well as tips for sustainable cooking to our listeners. Of course, we don't want to sacrifice flavor to eat healthy, and we definitely don't want anything to be wasted.
All right. Okay, that sounds so good. So all of this just sounds great and fantastic. So then what are some meals that you ladies have to share with us today? I can't wait.
So I just wanted to start with like appetizers. A common typical dish you would have is like a cream spinach dip, which is usually made with sour cream, cream cheese, and mayonnaise, which may be not like heart healthy because of all the fat content and high calorie count. And usually it's used to dipped with like bread or like some crackers. So a tip for making it, you can like add more spinach and you can like double the amount or even triple the amount that the recipe asks for because spinach cooks down. So it'll be just the right amount. And swapping the cream for cream and mayonnaise for some plain yogurt or avocado mayonnaise, which you can actually make at home with just some avocados, lemon juice, and like vinegar. And then instead of bread and crackers, you can use like whole grain crackers or just like some like fruits and vegetable sticks. And you can like dip it and eat it with that. And it'll just be just as crunchy and tasty. And recipes are just a good guideline. So always feel free to just alter the way you want or how you like it.
You know, you're right. I love that you said that. And of course, that sounds delicious, what you just mentioned. But I love that you said that recipes, they're just a guide. We are not ever bound to the exact ingredients that they say. So I like that you said that people can alter it to how they like it to be. So thank you. And so here we go. We all love a good dip, and I know I do any time of the year, actually. But yes, of course, especially at holiday parties. So how does adding more spinach or veggie sticks actually benefit us?
Adding just a little extra more can give us just that much more nutrients to our bodies. Many may think that cooking spinach will actually make it lose its nutritional value, but it's actually quite the opposite. So for this recipe, we're looking to boil the spinach, which in fact can help our bodies absorb so much more calcium and iron that the spinach contains. This is more so because boiling actually deteriorates the oxalate content that hinders our absorption of these nutrients by nearly 50%. We also want to remember not to overcook the spinach either. That's a good tip. As mentioned, of course, spinach is a great source for calcium and iron, but I also wanted to just share how spinach has an abundance of folate, which is just as important as the others.
Right.
And folate, of course, protects baby from being born with congenital deformities, improve heart health, and even can help fight against cancers such as breast cancer. So of course, just like Janelle had mentioned, adding those veggie sticks can really help increase the nutrient intake with just this one appetizer alone. So adding veggies like carrots, broccoli, snap peas, even cherry tomatoes are really great to add.
Yum. You know, though, with spinach, I personally have noticed that it always shrinks when it's cooked. So what is your trick for creating a sustainable supply of spinach?
So for spinach, you can actually grow it in a way that creates a regular supply throughout the growing season. You first want to sow the seeds 1 inch deep in soil, cover the seeds lightly with soil and fertilize it with water plant food. Sow the seeds every 3 to 4 weeks, and this is what actually creates the supply. Also keep the spinach well watered so that there's watering at the bottom of the plant. Once your spinach grows, harvesting also helps increase the chances of the spinach regrowing because it regenerates leaves from its growing point. And this point is where the stems joins the root system near the soil surface. So you want to actually cut the spinach leaves back to within 2 inches of the ground and making sure not to cut into the growing point. Now within 4 weeks, the leaves should actually regrow for the second harvest already.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that tip. I'm so glad you know all those tips. That is so helpful for sure. So thank you, Briana. But okay, now for the main meal, ladies. We have an appetizer. What suggestions do you have for a hearty but still nutritious dish. Would love to know what you have up your sleeve.
Yeah, so typically a entree dish would be like some red meat, like a steak or lamb. And red meat has high amounts of saturated fats, which is like linked to increased risk of several diseases like cardiovascular disease, obesity, and diabetes. So for example, like beef Wellington, instead of doing that, you can swap it out for like a vegetarian Wellington and replace the meat with like some parsnips and like porcini mushrooms. And making this swap gets you more nutrients, and it'll be just as filling.
Yummy. This conversation is making me hungry. It sounds so good. All right. Thank you, Janelle. So then moving right along, what are the benefits that we could expect because of these swaps that we're making?
To just start, parsnips are actually really high in vitamin C and antioxidants itself. Of course, most of us know that vitamin C plays a large role in strengthening our immune system. So 1 cup or 133 grams of parsnip contains about 25% of our recommended intake for vitamin C alone. This recipe is great because it calls for almost 6 times this amount. So we can enjoy the dish while consuming our vitamin C for this flu season. On the other hand, mushrooms are also very nutritious themselves, providing a good source of B vitamins, potassium, and zinc. Studies have actually shown that B vitamins are really great in preventing cardiovascular events like stroke. So not only are we preventing cardiovascular disease by decreasing this amount of saturated fat intake by swapping out our meat, we're also providing our bodies the nutrients needed to fight off other cardiovascular diseases.
Yes, excellent. So you know what, talking about parsnips though, I have never tried a parsnip, I don't think, until this year. Earlier this year, I was so intentional to try a root vegetable that I haven't had. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't think I've had it. And I actually love it. So I was thinking, why have I waited so long? Oh my, but parsnips, yay. Thank you for bringing that to light for us. So the dish that you just mentioned, it sounds so nutritious. But what do we do though when we have a lot of leftovers from making all this?
So if you're talking about the leftovers from this recipe, you can actually use vegetable scraps such as parsnip leaves, carrot leaves, celery leaves, and fennel fronds can be made into salad, soup, risotto. It can even be added to sauces such as pesto. So besides basil and pine nuts, you can add the carrot and parsley with it. But if you have no idea where to dispose of the scraps or to reuse it, you can always make a homemade vegetable stock and then freeze it for later use.
Oh my, you have such great ideas there, Miss Briana. Excellent. Yes, our leftovers can definitely be used some more. So let's not throw them away. So thank you for those tips. But now let's talk about dessert. So there are lots and lots of Christmas desserts that come around during this time of year. And when we think of desserts, we think of high sugar and fat because it is so pleasing to our palates. So what do you have in mind for desserts, ladies?
So for dessert, I wanted to focus on eggnog. So it's usually made with eggs, cream, milk, and sugar. And that's just loaded with calories, fat, and sweets. So to make it healthier, you can switch up the heavy cream or milk with some nut milk, like almond milk. And homemade almond milk is really easy to make. You just need to blend 1 cup of almonds to 2 cups of water to make them.
Ah, yum. Yes, I was definitely asking about making it healthier. And I should have said that earlier. So not just, okay, what desserts are high in sugar and fat, but yes, how do we make it healthier? And thank you for sharing that. So excellent. Very good. So, oh, wow, homemade almond milk. So what can I do with the solids, the pulp after draining the almonds? Because I'm like, I don't want to waste that, but do you have any tips for us on that?
Yeah, so with homemade almond milk, there will always be leftover almond pulp, but
Mhm.
this doesn't mean that it has to be thrown away.
Mm.
Like with anything, you can easily compost the pulp, but it can also be better served when using it in a variety of recipes. Almond pulp can be used to make granola, hummus, or baked and blended into flour, and actually incorporated into baked goods such as cookies.
Yum, 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 yum. So speaking about almonds, yes, I love almonds. I'm sure everybody else would like to know what good things, what nutrition can almonds provide for all of us?
Yeah, so almonds are so delicious and actually very easy to add to our diets,
Yeah.
whether it be as a snack, added to a meal, or in this case, as a beverage. So these yummy nuts are actually very high in vitamin E. Even if we were to make the almonds into almond milk, the milk still contains a high amount of vitamin E. Studies have actually shown that adding almonds to our diets can help improve our heart health by decreasing the oxidative stress and also decreasing the undesirable cholesterol LDL. So almonds are also a great source for wanted fats such as monounsaturated fatty acids, which can also improve our heart health. So knowing all of this can really help us enjoy our dessert just a little bit more.
Mm, yes, that is great. You know, it's one thing to enjoy our food, which that is so important, enjoying the flavors, the textures. But then when you also realize, oh my goodness, it can nourish me in these different ways, that makes the dining experience even better. So thank you for sharing that. Now, I am going to go around and ask each one of you, what is your own personal favorite nutrition practice? I know you might have several, but what is your one favorite one? So I'm going to start here at the bottom, and this time, Janelle, what is one of your favorite nutrition practices?
Mine is just eating in moderation and not just labeling foods good and bad. You should just listen to your body and eat when you want to, but in
Yes,
moderation. Yes.
yes, great. Thank you for sharing that one. And then, Andreena, what is yours?
Mine is pretty similar as well. I definitely believe in honoring our body and listening to those hunger cues, especially because our body is going to be the one to know best as to what we need nutritionally.
Right.
And obviously, looking for any like signs of any deficiencies is always good as well, and incorporating that diverse diet
Yes.
onto our plate.
Okay. Love it. Thank you. And last but not least, Miss Brianna, what is your favorite nutrition practice?
Favorite nutrition practice is actually very similar to my classmates. It's basically staying in tune with your body and just recognizing when your body is feeling hungry or full, recognizing it, acknowledging it, and then responding to it. And I also believe in eating in moderation because I think it's a really healthy way of looking at food, just to have everything in moderation. Don't deny yourself of your cravings or your favorite foods. Just eat everything in moderation.
Yeah. Oh my. I love it. I love it. Those are excellent. So, ladies, I do want to talk some more. So, I'm just going to ask you a few more fun questions. Are there any tips that you can give as dietetic students to future dietetic students, like any word of advice?
I guess I can start with that.
Yes.
Definitely, if you're for me, to those who are entering a new program, especially when it comes to like nutrition and dietetics,
Yeah.
definitely enter it with an open mind. I feel that growing up, we tend to hear a lot of myths or misconceptions of what proper nutrition really is.
Oh, yeah.
So as you enter the program, definitely have that open mind to really learn the science behind what good nutrition is.
Oh, beautiful. Excellent. Thank you. And who wants to follow next?
I can go next.
Yeah.
So to future dietetic students, I want them to just realize that nutrition dietitians don't necessarily have to work in the clinical setting. There's also
Correct.
a huge variety of areas such as sports dietitian, food service. I know there's one registered dietitian speaker who came, who worked in a prison facility, and that was really exciting to learn. You can
Right.
also go into research or food science, food development. So just these opportunities where we can work in is it kind of motivates us to pursue our passion in different areas. And I hope that future dietetic students don't just think that they have to work in the hospital.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing that to the table. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Last but not least, Janelle.
Yeah, I have to agree with Briana. Like my mindset coming into the program, I only thought that dietetics or dietitians can only work in like hospitals, but listening to all the speakers that come into our club meetings and just like meeting new people, you can definitely work in many places, and it's just open to like wherever you want to do.
Yes, right. And you know what, ladies, I'm just having so much fun talking to you. So I have another question to ask. So ladies, tell us about the Nutrition Council Student Association. All three of you are officers, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tell us about NCSA.
I'll start again. So I am actually the nutrition education chair.
Yes.
So I am the person within the club that, helps look for dietitians to come speak to us. And especially this year, I really wanted to focus on other fields within the dietetic world, not just more so clinical, but also
Correct.
sports.
Yeah.
We had one that spoke on autism that we really never really hear about.
Right.
I'm hoping to have another guest speaker talking about food service. So definitely this club is to help students network and really meet other dietitians out there that are not just only within Loma Linda, but maybe in other states as well.
Yes. Oh, I love that. And it bridges both the School of Allied Health professions, nutrition and dietetic students with the School of Public Health nutrition students.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad it's a joint force.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been enjoying the speakers that have been coming and looking forward to the one today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Briana, what is your office in NCSA?
So in NCSA, I'm actually the treasurer. So I do most of the background work. I maintain records of membership dues, and also I keep track of who is making orders for our fundraisers, and just mostly the background work. But
yeah, it's important background work.
Yes. Yeah.
She does a lot more for us than she says she does.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for telling us that, Andreena. Briana is so humble.
Yeah.
All right. And Janelle, what is your role in NCSA?
I'm the public relations officer, so I'm in charge of all like the social media accounts, just advertising, sending out notifications, and also I'm in charge of like the fundraisers because we don't have a fundraiser chair this year.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm running those too.
Wow. I know that we're not in full capacity of all the officers, but with you ladies and the other officers that we do have, you're all doing amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, I have personally been enjoying the events myself, and I just love that all of you are so sincere in putting these events for your fellow classmates so that they do have a very memorable year, not just going to school, going to classes, going on their rotations, but learning together and bonding together. So thank you for making that happen.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, ladies, everything that you shared from the 3 wise meals, they are fantastic ideas, phenomenal ideas. So where can our listeners learn more?
We each can actually be found on Instagram, continuously sharing the similar information that we have shared today.
Great.
For instance, I really enjoy talking about the benefits of a variety of foods on my page, which can be found at That's Food for You.
And my Instagram handle's called Remain Calm _Eat Fresh, where I share healthy alternatives and just recipes that you can easily make at home.
Mhm. Okay.
My Instagram page at Rico Greens, I share about how to live a zero-waste lifestyle, eat sustainably, and regrow foods.
Okay, wow. And I love how each of you took your own niche for the Instagram project and you blended it for our episode. That was so wonderful. Thank you. Ladies, thank you so much for taking your time to be here today. And I know you're so busy with the end of the quarter coming up around the corner. So I wanted to say God bless you in all that. And I know that graduation is not too far. So I know that exciting times are ahead. And I wish each of you the best in the remainder of your academic journey here. And I wish you the best into where God is going to take you and use you after you leave here. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome.